So with Deadpool and Wolverine coming out this week, it's now time for me to rank all 13 Fox X-Men films. So number 13, I have X-Men Origins Wolverine. This could have been a very good film if they just didn't just fumble the script so bad. The only main thing I liked about this movie was just the dynamic between Logan and Victor. Overall, everything else about this movie, the Blob cameo, the Deadpool cameo, the Deadpool villain, and everything else was just not good in the slightest. At number 12, I have The New Mutants. Now, this was supposed to be like a horror film and all that stuff. It definitely had some horror aspects to it, but overall, it just did not hit well. While I do really like the castings of the majority of these characters, overall, the story really did not hit. I really did not care about a majority of these characters, and the final battle was sort of lackluster. At number 11, I have X-Men The Last Stand. This film could have been a really good way to end off the X-Men trilogy, the OG X-Men trilogy, but with the two storylines being the Mutant Cure and the Phoenix story, it really did not blend well together. I really did not like how they killed off Scott, off screen more specifically, and everything about this film was just not really that good, aside from the perfect meme of, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." At number 10, I have X-Men Dark Phoenix, another story that was trying to work with the Phoenix storyline. Again, really fell hard on his shoes, but I will give this movie credit. The score of this movie is very good, and that whole train sequence is one of my favorite scenes from the X-Men, from the prequel era, I guess, if that's what you want to call the James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender era of X-Men. Then at number 9, I have X-Men Apocalypse. This film had me I think this film was really overhated in my opinion, but I do see the common complaints that this film gets. Definitely with how the look of Apocalypse is and how Apocalypse just really doesn't seem all that threatening necessarily. And in my opinion, the biggest gripe I have with this movie is just how who he chooses to be his four horsemen. I do not understand why Storm was one of his four horsemen. Angel, it would have made sense if he was an already established character. Psylocke did not understand. Well, Psylocke made the most sense. Same thing with Magneto. But overall, this film is like a meh for me. Then at number 8, I have the original X-Men movie. This film, I feel like, is very much so a classic. It still has that classic feel to it. But I don't know. I feel like it's just a little bit dated, in my opinion, with some of the CGI. And I don't know. It's still a very good movie. It's just, I don't know. It just feels a little dated, in my opinion. Then at number 7, I have The Wolverine. This film is underrated as hell. Seeing Logan this is his first attempt dealing with not having his healing factor and him actually dying and him having PTSD with killing Jean. I feel like that was such an interesting story that could be told in this film. The Silver Samurai did not really care about the villain in the slightest, but overall this was still a very fun movie to see, and a lot of the action sequences in this film were really awesome. Then at number 6, I have Deadpool. This was the first, I believe, maybe the first R-rated movie I ever saw. And this film, as always, is so funny, so hilarious. The reason it's mainly at number 6 is just because of how much I don't really care about the villain, Francis. But I think he was still a fun villain regardless. And just Ryan Reynolds, he absolutely kills it as Deadpool. He was born to play Deadpool, and I'm so excited for Deadpool and Wolverine to come out this week and have Deadpool's chaoticness in the MCU. Then at number 5, I have X-Men First Class. This was a really cool way to kind of bring new life into the X-Men franchise by showing us how Xavier and Magneto met, and how their rivalry started with one another. And overall, just having the scene where all the mutants are practicing their abilities and coming up with their superhero names, I think that's one of my favorite scenes of this whole movie. And Kevin Bacon, I really like as the villain of Shaw. I just wish he got a little bit more depth, in my opinion. At number 4, I have Deadpool 2. This was the film that introduced Cable and Domino, and I love the dynamic between these three characters. Seeing Josh Brolin as Cable is honestly a very good casting. I low-key wish that we would have gotten Domino and Cable in Deadpool and Wolverine, but for all I know, they are going to be in the movie, and I just don't know. But I don't think they're going to be in the movie no matter what. Overall, still a very fun movie. The X-Force scene, that whole X-Force dying scene is still one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. At number 3, I have X2, X-Men United, and this is one of my favorite. This is definitely one of my favorite films. As the Nightcrawler introduction scene is one of the best scenes in the movie, along with Wolverine versus Stryker's army at Xavier's mansion. I absolutely love that scene. I think the whole like political aspect of it was really well done, especially with William Stryker and just how he was such a menacing villain in my opinion. And overall, this is just still such a classic movie. At number 2, I have Logan. This was supposed to be Hugh Jackman's final time playing Wolverine, Logan, and as we know, he's coming back. But I really loved the dynamic between him and Daphne Keane, who played Laura, aka X-23, and I'm so happy that we're going to see Daphne Keane return. I do wish they did not show her in that final trailer, but regardless, I'm excited to see her. I hope she has a somewhat big role in the movie, like not just a cameo. I just really hope that she has a prominent role in the movie where like it's actually cool to see her and Wolverine have a dynamic again. Again, it was very sad to see Logan die, and this is definitely one of the best comic book movies ever made. And at number 1, I have X-Men Days of Future Past. This film is not only my favorite Fox X-Men movie, but it is one of my favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love this movie, the way they handled the time travel aspect, the way that they made the Sentinels so dangerous. Like literally, I will literally, like whenever I'm in the mood, like whenever I'm just bored, I would literally just go and watch that scene, like the Sentinels attack, just so I can be reminded of how threatening they are, and they don't even talk. The Sentinels don't even talk. But the core of this movie is even though Wolverine's like the main character of it, Charles is the main character of this story, and just seeing how James McAvoy was perfectly able to embody such a broken man, I think that was just so excellently done. And Peter Dinklage as the GOAT Bolivar Trask, absolutely was awesome to see him play Bolivar Trask and have such a menacing role in it. And yeah, that I just absolutely love this movie without a doubt. Now with Deadpool and Wolverine coming out this Friday, let me know down in the comments what is your ranking of all the Fox X-Men movies. I'm going to be seeing this movie on Sunday, and so realistically, I'm not going to be on social media that much, so probably do not expect a lot of videos coming out. But let me know down in the comments what is your ranking of the Fox X-Men films, and let me just know how excited are you for this movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.